How's it going? Wooden Spoon SuperCoach here, heading into round 9 with the teams list. Before we get into it, quick recap of last week. I smashed it with a 1577. Mac had a rough week with a 1193, so looking to make up some score this week. We got some trades in the bag to help us do that. We also had a really good week on the prize pool last week. $16.10 added, $850 prize pool now for the group league. You've got 1 or 2 weeks left to join that, so make sure you get in there. The code is 899247, and Shots is currently leading the bet contributions with $22.37. He's been consistently chipping away at it. So yeah, get your bets down in the comments, and we'll make sure we get those on so you can try and catch him. How you going, Mac? Have you put a lot of thought into the trades this week?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I may have brainstormed trades for a couple of hours and messed around with a few different options, including Twile and such, but I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing. I am ripping my very last boost this week. And yeah, it is what it is, though. I got to try and make some ground. We've added a little thing just above your head there, plus 156. That's how many points you are ahead of me right now. So it's a very little gap, and I hope to close that this week. And hopefully we both have a great week and can climb the ranks as well, because yeah, I've slipped very quickly from 20,000 down to 50,000 in 2 weeks. So need to start trending back the other direction.
In one of my group chats, the boys were like very feeling down bad about their ranks and stuff. I was like, boys, Origin's coming up. That's when the cream rises to the top. So many of these teams that are killing it right now have like 2/3 of the Origin teams in their teams, haven't thought about it, and they're going to really struggle over the next couple of months. So it's a really good time to catch up. At some point, we'll go through how I'm preparing for the Origin period. It's actually looking really good. I think there's only 1 week where I'm missing 2 numbers, and the rest of them I'm sorted already, which is amazing. So I'll show you my tactics for that. I might even do a standalone video for that because it's a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for
Just quickly
now,
too, a lot of people just play head-to-head leagues.
yeah,
So for those major buy rounds, a lot of head-to-head leagues don't actually count those.
yes,
So they'll just score terribly in, round 12, 16, 18. Which rounds did it get? 12, 15, 18, sorry.
yeah. The mini buys
They'll
catch
score
people out
really
as well.
bad. Yeah, so like there's anyone who's playing overall, you definitely got a great opportunity to catch up in those weeks, because a lot of head-to-head players just don't even field the team basically for those major buys. So yeah, looking good as we're coming up to Origin, and yeah, I have probably used a couple more trades than I wanted, and definitely a couple more boosts than I wanted, but got to do what got to do to keep that cash gen going.
That's it. I can't imagine there's too many players out there that have saved more than 3 or 4 trades. I was planning on saving my second this week until Lasardi comes back, and we'll get to that when we get to the TLT. But yeah, couldn't quite save the trades this week, but I'm going to start making it happen because it is a bit scary thinking I've used pretty much half my trades at this point, and we're 9 weeks into the season. It's terrifying.
Yeah. Some guys in the comment section are doing really well too. We're seeing lots of scores like 1400 plus. So glad to see that. And also, yeah, some good trades in the comments as well from Monday's video. So that's looking good. And also some good tips in there for the games this weekend. I think Shots, Project Spartan, Happy Bandit Gaming, they've already got their tips in for the games this week. So don't forget, folks, put your tips in the comment section, and we'll get some bets on, and that will help contribute to the prize pool. And at the end of the season, whoever's contributed the most will win that money as well. So as you can see, Shots leading the charge right now with $22, and 22.37 to be precise. So yeah, keep those tips coming.
Yeah, we've actually just cracked $100 contributed by the viewers. So we started at 750. So absolutely killing it. $100 in 8 rounds of footy. We should quite comfortably crack the 1,000 this year, I think, if we continue on this trajectory. I will also just confirm our league buy rounds are included. So if you're like gunning for it in our league, make sure you're putting a bit of thought into the Origin period, because it's very easy to slip up. Cool. Let's jump over to TLT, which I'll be honest, I haven't really looked at too much this week, so I'm going to rely kind of heavily on the notes at the bottom, but the obvious stuff will be across. So starting off, Bulldogs and Cowboys. Okay, Kickow, obviously his pec injury. Tupanua replaces him, Curran on the bench. Not really too much relevant going on here. I think outside of Jacob Preston, there's probably not many Bulldogs in many people's teams.
There's a cheapy option potentially
That's
in
right.
the Bulldogs at the moment with Jonathan Sewer coming in. And it does seem like Kickout is still, I mean, sorry, not Kickout, Kiraz is still a few weeks away. So we're hoping that Jonathan Sewer is going to play at least another few more weeks. And his base was actually up quite a lot this week compared to his first game, which he also only played limited minutes in. So yeah, look, there's an opportunity for Jonathan Sewer if you need to make a downgrade in CT Dub. And I think that Chloe's actually going to be looking to do that. We were sort of on the edge about the news with Kiraz. We hadn't really heard much, but I recently saw 4 to 6 weeks or so. So yeah, definitely locking in Sewer for Chloe's team. But yeah, so there is a cheapie popping his head up in the Bulldogs.
I've got to say, I'm not surprised at all that Montoya's been benched. He's been trash. Like, my God. Particularly, I first noticed it on the game they played, the Panthers, when Cleary chips a ball over to Jenkins. He just goes back and he's like not even looking where Jenkins is and just goes to catch it without jumping. It's like, have you not looked at the guy you're against? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
blew
just
my
jump
mind a
straight
bit.
over the top of him. Yeah.
But yeah, look, hopefully he can sort it out and make it back into that team, but I don't really see it happening. For the Cowboys, Zach Labart comes in on the wing for Murray Tulangi. Nanai named to start with Thomas McKaylee on the bench, but they may swap game day. Yeah, blah, blah. Not too much relevant going on here.
Few people talk about trading out Jackson Purdue. I personally wouldn't do that. He's the second best six of the season so far. And just because he has like a down game here or there, it doesn't matter. Like he'll come out and score 120 or something the next week. So yeah, personally, I'm not selling Jackson Purdue. I'm not wasting trades in 5-8.
100%. If we look at Cody Walker, he's still doing much better than Cody Walker, and his down game is much better than Cody Walker or Trindle's down game, as we've seen last week. So yeah, definitely hold on to him. He's an absolute gun. And
The only reason I could see somebody selling him is if you have Clifford in 6 and Purdue in your CT dub, and you're like, yeah, I could use an upgrade there. Even then, like I just think the dual position is too handy. Like just move him to your 5-8-2 and leave him there. Don't play him if you don't trust the matchup.
God, it'd be nice to have Clifford in at 5'8". Wow, he's been absolutely killing it. Here we go. Bit more relevance here now. So we'll start with the Storm. Hugo Peel coming in, another cheapy option. I think this is his second game, if I'm not mistaken, or is it his first?
I think it's his first. I think he's debuting.
Okay. Okay, in that case, probably not looking to trade him in this week. We'll see how he goes. I feel like there could be a lot of shaking up for Melbourne in the future. Bellyache's dropped a bunch of people. If they don't start performing, it's probably going to continue to happen. Although I can't imagine they've got too many more guys rostered with all their injuries and everything. But yeah, eyes on him. Wishart comes in at 7, which until this very moment, I haven't really considered it. But in the past, I have brought Wishart in when he's been injury cover, and he's been amazing. Not sure what his position is in Supercoach. I think he might have
He's
the halfback.
dual. He's dual halfback and 5'8". I have him in
Ooh,
draft, and yeah, this is exactly what I needed for Wishart for him to get some starting time.
yeah.
So, but I think Hughes is only out with a head knock, so I wouldn't do it because it's not like he's a long-term injury or something. It's just 1 week.
I think I heard something about a re-injury of a forearm. So I'm definitely going to look at that after the recording, check the injury status of Hughes and stuff, because Wishart is a gun player. He's exactly what the Storm needs right now, a little bit of electricity. Yeah.
I think his break even will be pretty crap, to be honest, because
Yeah,
he's
it
had a
will.
couple of really short stints off the bench and hasn't done much. I'm pretty sure he scored 7 for me 1 week in draft. So yeah, look, I don't think it's going to be great. He is really cheap. He's only 230,000. He's lost 170,000 so far this year. So he's bottomed out. He's basically bottom dollar, but his break even is 48. So we need him to come out this week and do well, and then maybe he becomes an option for like cover if Munster goes to Origin or something like that. But at this
Yes.
stage, it's definitely a no from me, dog.
Yes, for sure. I watch this space, I think, for him, and we'll crack on. So in the forwards, obviously Lasardi is finally back. I don't throw around must-have too often. Blah, blah, too often. He's got me rattled with how much of a must-have he is. You need to get him in. There is no scenario where you don't. He's got a negative 78 break even. It's just Like it's a no brainer. Just get him in. Most of us have Noah Martin, who needs double ankle surgery, so that's the easiest downgrade you will ever make. If you don't have Noah Martin, I'm sure there's some kind of plotter that you might be looking to get rid of. I can't imagine there's too many people out there completely stoked with their entire forward pack in their team, so just find a way to make it happen. The other guys, Alec McDonald, yeah, Sean Bloor, nah, not interested. Yeah,
This
it's
is the
all
back
out
row that
Lasati.
this is the back row I sort of expected to see at the start of the season, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, yep, Lasati is coming in. He's in my trade plans this week.
And obviously, with that happening, we've got Joe Chan and Liero both benched. Cooper Clark also benched, which I wouldn't even consider that much of a dropping. I think he's quite a green guy, so that's probably where he needs to be, and he'll work his way into the team if his form is good, which he's looked very good as well. So
If you did bring in Cooper Clark, he's a sell.
yeah, for sure. I
Cash in.
wasn't too hot on him just based on like he's
Security.
massive, and yeah, security. It's just he got thrown in the deep end a little bit. He will
Yeah.
definitely become relevant at some point, though. I can pretty confidently say that. With the Dolphins, Trey Fuller, my lord and savior. My
It's looking
entire
good.
origin is riding on him being
It's
available
looking
at
good.
fullback. Oh, it is looking good. It's looking really good. So
Yeah,
if
look,
he's can go on,
Averillo
sorry.
smashed his hand. So, yeah, look, Trey Fuller is going to be playing center, I think, but Bostock is looking at potentially returning next week. So it is kind of sketchy. Like, I don't really know what their back five is going to look like next week with Bostock back. So, I mean, he's even on the extended this week, I believe, and I think he returned through Cup last week. So, yeah, maybe there's one more game in Cup and then he's back. So, not really too sure just yet. Definitely watch this space still, but yeah, Trey Fuller at center, looking good. Come on, we just need this game and one more game where he starts there, and then he'll get the duel.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. For me, it doesn't matter too much because I'm going to have him in at flex. So I would actually, for my team, I would prefer it if Avarillo comes back, Fuller back to the bench, keeps his price low for round 12 when the Origin guys go off, and then I can trade Nico to him for nice and cheap via the flex. And then he's amazing cover with the Dolphins draw through the Origin period. That would be ideal for me. Even if he does put a bunch of 80-minute performances together between now and then, I don't think I'm too phased what he's going to cost when it comes to round 12. I am probably going to be getting him in unless he's, like towards 800k, which he could do. He's a weapon.
I wouldn't recommend anybody trading him this week because his break even is 94 points.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, not sure. But it's a wait and see. Plus, I'm not sure if Bostock is going to take his spot or Bostock's going to join him back onto his left wing side and Cobbo is going to go play right center. So, yeah, the security in the centers there isn't great at the moment. So, but it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah. Another watch this space. There's a few of those. I'm going to just go to the notes, make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, that's a lot. I probably have. Big names in the extended squad. Okay, Bostock is on the extended squad, so he is very soon coming back in. Kurt Donahue isn't too relevant to Supercoach. Avarillo, Trey Fuller we've covered. Schneider at 5'8", Morgan Knowles. Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything we need to there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't missed anything for the Storm either. We'll move on to the Titans and the Raiders. We'll start with the Titans. Brimson returns to the centres after missing the Warriors game in round 7 to remain in Australia for the birth of his second child. Congrats, Brimo. That's huge. Jalen DeGroot moves to the interchange, blah, blah, blah. So, Brimson, I'd love to know, is he on the side of Faymani? No, he's not. That's too much to ask for.
He plays left. Yeah, he plays on the left.
Okay. That would have been sick just for a cheapie potentially getting some more tries, but I don't think we're really going to be looking at Brimson in the centres. I think we've all probably got enough Titans at the moment as well. Like you've got JC, we've got Faymani, we've got Aramahau, we've got Cooper Bye. I was surprised at how tough last week was with the Titans bye. So yeah,
Brimson's basically bottomed out. He's lost 230k. He's down to 420. He was like the one of the top string 5/8s last year. He is in the 5/8 position only, but this is probably like his third or fourth game starting in the centres. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a 5/8 centre duel, much like Jackson Purdue's in the coming weeks. And if the Titans can get it together and Brimo can go on a run here, his break even's only 81 at the moment. We've seen plenty of higher scores than that from CT Dubs. Yeah, and he's pretty aggressive kind of attacking player as well that knows how to find an attacking stat. So yeah, like it's interesting. It's a watch for me for sure. It's a watch. I might end up bringing him as like a six instead of Pezzett or something like that if he can string together one or two good games.
That's a good shout. I think for me, I've got nothing to back this up, but I would just be a lot more confident with him in the spine. I feel like the ball needs to kind of come to him. I'm not too across how he plays in the centers if he does more of like a roaming, getting involved type thing. But either way, I don't think we're looking at trading him in this week with all the
Not
other stuff happening. So
Yeah, no.
definitely a lot to watch this week already, and we're on game 3 here.
Mhm.
Over at the Raiders, so this is a big one. Sasungi, back from his hamstring injury, slots into the back row with Zach Hosking sidelined. That is just a concussion, so I imagine he'll find his way back into the centers. Before we pressed record, I was saying to you, Mac, that I was a little bit concerned. Just with the hammy injury and the positional switch, those two things combined, we may be in for an underwhelming score this week. Definitely not concerned to the point where I'm considering selling him. It was more of is there a play where Lasardi's a better play than Sasungi this week? Obviously, with his history of scores, I just can't do that because if he comes out and goes massive again, I'll just feel like an idiot. But in the back of my head, I am a little bit worried about it. But he will be playing for me regardless, just based on pedigree of the season.
Yep, I'm not worried about it. Just pick him and pick and stick.
Yeah.
Sasungi. He's averaging 87 points basically. Like, and it was just a very minor hamstring thing. He's had 2 weeks like to rest between the games. Like he'll be fine. And second row, yeah, he's fine there. He'll get a little bit more base stats, maybe a little bit less attacking stats. But like I said before we started, I think that most of his attacking stats actually come. He doesn't just do the last like little tip on pass to the winger. He actually goes into contact, draws into defenders, and then gets an offload for a line break assist. So there's no reason why he can't do exactly the same thing in second row. He is a beast.
Maybe I'm just a little bit traumatized from hamstring injuries in particular.
You would be,
Yeah.
mate. You as a Manly fan.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
God.
Sasangi, I'm stoked to have him back in draft this week and also, in my classic team.
Beauty. I feel like this is probably going to be the least super coach relevant game of the week. So we'll just go straight down to the notes. Unchanged Eels squad. Cool. That's all we need to know. Let's move past that quick and proper.
Yep.
Um,
I'm fine with that.
Luke Metcalf's back actually. So look, this is his second return of the year already, isn't it?
I think he's not jersey 20 or something. Like, I don't know what they're doing here. Like,
Yeah.
just get him a week back in cup or just wait another week. Like, I don't know if he'll actually play. So,
Yeah, that is interesting. Unless with his fragility, they're like easing him back in with reduced minutes or something.
yeah.
I could understand
Either
that.
way, don't buy.
Oh yeah, no. We will want to see a few good scores from him back to back to back because he can go huge. He's a massive talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been burned by him a couple too many times, so I'm more than happy to let that one go. Mitch Barnett out with concussion. Good news for Jackson Ford. Just Jackson Ford can do no wrong, and no wrong can happen around him at the moment. I'm going to touch some wood quickly while I say that because I don't want him to get injured. Yeah, so Jackson Ford owners, that's some good news for us. Realistically, that's probably all we're looking at the Warriors. The outside backs there were coming into relevance for a little bit when they were going on a run at low scores. Probably wasn't the right decision to go with them in the end, but yeah, I'm trying to pull information out of nothing here, so we'll just move on, I think. Roosters Broncos, this is going to be a belter. Reece Walsh is back. That's absolutely huge. Probably not worth bringing him in if you're the kind of player that's playing the Origin rounds. If you're a head-to-head player, I don't mind the Reece Walsh pick this week. That would be a massive pod. He'd have to be at least 2% owned maximum. So
I wouldn't be bringing him in so close to Origin. Seems a bit crazy to me.
yeah,
I just want to just go back for 1 second on the Warriors because
yep.
RTS. I mentioned RTS a couple of weeks ago, and you were like, "Nah." He's been doing really well. He's basically bottomed out. He's 520,000. He's lost 150 odd K, and now he has just started to make money again and has a break even of 36. Like,
Mm,
he actually is kind of a viable option if you just need like a sideways trade or like a mid-range CT dub and you want to take a flyer on a pod. RTS is a weapon. Currently 2% owned.
and they are coming up against the Eels, so he could do pretty well this week.
Yeah. I just needed to mention it. We don't need to go
Yeah, yeah,
into
yeah.
it anymore. I just wanted to mention RTS is actually a viable option. Yeah.
I mean, he's a great player, but like he's bottomed out for a reason. Would be my pushback against that. Um,
Well, it was from these earlier games where they were moving him around a bit or something. I think he's played the last 3 games at center and he's
okay,
averaged 70 over the last 3 weeks. So,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think definitely worth a shout then. I'm excited for this
I'm not
game.
doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
nah,
But yep, sorry. Yes, back to the
nah,
Roosters
it's all
and the
good.
Broncos. I'm also very excited about watching this one for you guys back for the Broncos. I keep seeing everyone's like, oh, Pat Carrigan's back and Reece Walsh is back. But the biggest news out of this one is Xavier Willison to the edge. And I was like, since when is that the biggest news? Like, but yeah, look, we all traded out Pat Carrigan and Reece Walsh. So I suppose it is kind of the most relevant news for Supercoach. Yeah, look, similar to Sasangi, I guess, and with a bit of a role change here, like what do we expect from Willison? He did shuffle a bit between the middle and the edge last week, and that's where he got that try at the end of the game, was actually when he'd shuffled out to the edge. So the first couple of weeks I saw him play in the second row, I didn't love it. Like I felt like he couldn't get his timing right in attack with his line running, and it was a bit clunky. But yeah, they've obviously worked on that a little bit, and he was able to get that try on the weekend. So yeah, look, the attacking stats could come with him playing on the edge, but I also suspect he'll actually rotate back into the middle at some point when Tolte or Goss comes off in the front row. So, yeah, actually am still expecting a pretty big game from Willison here. Maybe not quite as big as last week because the base could be down a little bit. He'll need to get some attacking stats again to score another ton or so. But yeah, definitely a huge buy. Negative 15 break even. He's 550k, good Origin cover. He's the next man up in off the bench whenever they got an injury or a guy out, and Haas is out for a bit more still. So yeah, Wilson, wheels up for Wilson.
I wasn't looking at Willison really at all. He just wasn't in my plans because I brought in Tolte last week. Don't know
Mhm.
if I'm too keen on having both. I mean, the cover over Origin with those two guys in particular is going to be amazing, but I'm not sure how much longer Payne Haas has to come back. I think the original chat was not likely to be available for round one, so he's not too far off. And I think I'm just happy with one of them, but both of them
Yeah,
definitely options in their own right. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't think I
That
can recommend going both.
I'm with you. I'm doing it for vibes, and because I've got him in draft, and we were talking about him for 2 weeks before we got Tolte, and then Willison come down and tons up as well. Like it's
Yeah.
just, I'm doing it for the vibes, and I actually wondered, like, I don't need to boost this week. Like I could just do 2 trades and not get Willison and leave Noah Martin on my bench for a week. Like he's not going to lose money, and then I can have another look next week or something. But I just thought, no, I'm not missing out on this heater from Willison. He's been flying. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to him having a big game against the Roosters because they're gonna step up here. It's gonna be a tough matchup.
It's definitely a factor that it's your team as well. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
that's just that last little nudge you need to make a decision. I mean, that's
yeah.
why I brought Turbo in, honestly. You got to
burning
have fun with
burning a
it.
boost. I'm burning a boost to get a mid range guy on vibes. Like
Yeah.
the only thing that really justifies it is the negative 15 break even. Like next week he'll be 600k, and at that point it's like now he just feels overpriced. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm getting on now, and I'm hoping that I can hold him for 10 weeks or so and flip him up to somebody, more permanent towards the end of the Origin period, like a Jackson Ford or something.
I'm hoping that it takes the Broncos a little bit to get their cohesion back together just because I've stacked up so heavily on the Roosters. But in saying that, the Broncos with all their stars back is probably the team I would want to play the least this week. Speaking of the Roosters, same squad. So
Yep.
Blake Steep comes in on the 22-man squad. Whatever, don't care. So
Yep.
yeah, that's going to be a belter of a game. I can't wait for that one.
Mhm.
For the Knights, another huge name back. Ponga is back.
Mate, they've got like 4 superstars back in 1 week. Go
Yeah,
check the notes.
yeah, we will check the notes. If you can't tell, viewers, I haven't looked at TLT much this week. I think I said that
He
earlier,
hasn't
but
looked at it
I've
at
also
all.
not had much sleep or water. I need to fucking hydrate.
Ponga back. Bradman Best is back. Greg Marzu is back on deck as well. Fletcher Sharp's gone into 5'8". Sandham Smith to the bench, along with Fletcher Hunt. And yeah, Dylan Lucas is back and Tyson Frizzell is back. So yeah, they have got a lot of big dogs back. They're basically full strength. This is the team that they started the season with. And they looked great. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to be making any moves on any of these guys just yet. I kind of want to see what it all looks like. But Fletcher Sharp is the one that's on my radar.
100%. And Dylan Lucas on my radar a little bit as well. But I don't really need, as I was saying to you before we started recording, there isn't really a trade I need to do now. My team looks crazy and I'm happy with it. So Dylan Lucas would have to come out and score like an 150 and then back it up with another ton for me to genuinely consider him. But yeah, Fletcher Sharp going nuts would just be good for Supercoach in general because we just don't have an actual 5'8" that's a great option outside of Clifford, who's already over 700k. For the Rabbitohs,
Definitely not getting him Fletcher Sharp this week. He has basically bottomed out, but his break even's 106. So I mean, sure, he could hit that with everybody back in the squad, but at the same time, like just wait 1 more week, see what they look like. If he comes out and scores 50 or 60 points, he'll be even cheaper next week. He'll be under 500k. And yeah, look, if they look like they're going to light it up, then yeah, next week is the week. Fletcher Sharp, I'll probably get him next week.
we could be looking at a universe where we free up some money going Cody Walker to Fletcher Sharp. That would be luxury. God, that'd be nice. I say that, but like, Cody hasn't actually been
No.
as aggressive as a roller coaster as I thought he was going to be. There's been a couple of low scores, but I genuinely thought half his scores were going to be terrible and half of them were going to be sort of mid. I'd say a lot of his scores have been mid and some have been really good. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, he could go down with an injury at any point, which is never fun. But yeah, speaking of Cody, over at the Rabbitohs, Keon's been named to start in the second row in place of Brandon Smith, which is just a weird sentence. Yeah, Brandon Smith, what are we doing there? I think I've just got to sit on him, I think. It's not really
Well, I've
worth the
still got
trade.
Uelu, so I'm glad I didn't make any trades. Like I've been
Yeah.
saying, don't make trades at hooker 2 or 5'8" 2. Like it's just a waste at this point. They're dead spots. Like I'm just leaving it for a bit. I've actually got my eyes on like a Pasco or something. Chloe's actually doing that this week. She discovered him for herself, just browsing through Pasco, the low break even. She wants to get rid of her dud hooker 2. I sort of said, look, you don't have to trade your hooker 2. Like it's not important. Like, but Uelu's doing nothing, so she's like, "Well, I may as well make some money." Like she's got trades to burn, and yeah, she's saved trades and she's flying. So yeah, I actually thought that is a really cool play. Yeah, honestly, Brandon Smith owners just hold, like, don't waste trades. But if you end up with a problem like Harry Grant or Blake Brayley's going to Origin, then you just trade the gun
Yeah.
for another gun that's not going to play Origin, or yeah, maybe take a flyer on somebody like a Pasco who actually could make you some money in the meantime.
On Uelo, just quickly, if Robson goes to Origin, he may even get some minutes in the Origin period. So
Yeah,
that
he's
could
on the
be,
bubble. He's
yeah.
played 2 games. I just need him to come back and play one more game.
And
That's
I'm
actually
pretty
such a
sure
good point, bro.
he's set for a bit of a cash injection too, isn't he? Doesn't he have quite a
I think
big
so.
negative break
Let me,
even? I think
let me double
I
check.
seem to be, I remember being a bit salty that I missed out on him because he had a big score. Maybe like an 80 or something, if I'm remembering right.
His break even's 15.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean,
Decent.
he'll need to come on and play decent minutes, but yeah, no, he's not really projected for much of a price rise. If he comes on and scores 30, he's only making 10k. But if he comes out and scores an 80 or something, he'll go up a bit. But yeah, that could be a big brain play to just get Uelo at the start of the season
Yeah.
and hold him all the way through to Origin, and then Robson goes off to Origin, and all of a sudden I've got Uelo there. So yeah, that could be awesome, but I don't know.
I
Yeah, I
hope that
wouldn't be
works
making
out
any
for you.
trades. Yeah, the point is I wouldn't be making trades this week on Hooker 2 or 582 unless you absolutely have nothing else to do.
Honestly, I don't want to make a trade in either of those positions ever if I can help
Yep.
it. Um,
Yep.
Especially because if we're looking like I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here, but it's worth mentioning. When we're looking at the run home, you've only got 4 reserve slots, and I seriously doubt one of them is going to be on your second hooker or your second 5'8". So it's purely cash gen. Like there's no
Yep.
need to get a second gun in there really at all.
Yep.
So I might even just let those positions rot. I don't really care. The points are elsewhere. But
Yep.
yeah, back to the Rabbitohs. Keon has fallen out of relevance. He'd have to do a lot for me to consider him again. I'm happy with my forwards at the moment. Humphries has been named to take his place in the halves despite leaving the field with a rib issue. Liam LeBlanc, Graham Tapua. Yeah, I think we can breeze past the rest of that.
Yep.
Sharks,
Oh, you know
Tigers.
what we've failed to do our tips for each game so far.
Let's run it back like we
Let's
always
go
do.
run it back.
I'm
Let's quickly just speed run the tips. What do we think is going to happen, folks? Don't forget to put your tips in the comments. Let us know what's going on,
Yeah,
and
thank
yeah, it
God the
could contribute to
viewers.
that prize pool. Yeah,
The viewers remember their tips more than we do.
yeah. Bulldogs, Cowboys. Who you got?
Cowboys, Bulldogs are just boring.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're in a Queenslander coming out.
Yeah, you know what? Give me the Cowboys 13 plus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If it was their home
Storm,
game, I'd go 13 plus. I think I'd be more comfortable with a 1 to 12 for that one.
they don't play that well at home.
Yeah, that's true.
But
It's a
also
coin flip.
they don't defend that well in general. So there's the opportunity maybe for the Bulldogs to finally score some points,
Yeah.
but the
I
Cowboys will
just
score more.
I can't say it with any confidence. Yeah, like Drinky and everyone's doing so well at the Cowboys at the moment, so I'm going to back that.
Yeah.
I want to back the Storm to break the drought again, but I've been saying this for about a month now. Herbie Farnworth, Trey Fuller, Hamaso. Nah, give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins back in Brisbane. They got 3 games in a row in Suncorp. They've finally finished up that ridiculous travel run up to Darwin to sweat it out in a golden point against the Panthers, then down to the New Zealand to battle it out with the Warriors and lose by like 1 score. So, yeah, tough games from the Dolphins in the last couple of weeks. They will be looking for a win. They'll be hungry, and the Storm, yeah, they're all over the place. I expect them to target Hugo Peel and Jack Howarth aggressively.
I can't argue with any of that. I've actually, on that point, I've got my VC on Farnworth this week. I think he's
Me
going to
too.
run a train. Yeah.
Yep.
Good
Herbie
shout.
VC. Yep.
Titans, Raiders. Oh, God, this is a tough one as well. I think I might go the Titans, you know?
Oh man, yeah, they've got Simi Sasangi back, but they don't have Hudson Young back yet. So I'm gonna. What did we say last week? They're missing their 2 best players. Look, they got one back. The Titans, fresh off the bye, playing at home. Yeah, give me the Titans head to head.
Yeah, I'm not saying that with much confidence. I
Actually,
really want Sasangi to do well here.
give me Titans 1 to 12.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to flip back to the Raiders, but I've already said it. I'll stick with the Titans.
All right, okay.
I'm going all the Queensland teams this week. What is
Yeah,
wrong with me?
let's go.
Eels, Warriors, that's easy. Warriors, for sure.
Yeah, Warriors 13 plus.
Yep. Roosters, Broncos. This is tough.
Broncos 1 to 12.
Um,
This will probably be one of the lowest scoring games of the round, I think.
yeah. Which worries me because I have a shitload of Roosters.
I mean, it could go the other way. Maybe both teams. Well, actually, the Roosters haven't been that good at defending.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could
I
be
don't
like
know.
a defense optional game, or it could be a
Oh.
16 to 12 type thing. I'll just go against you for this one because I can't back all the Queenslanders. That's blasphemous. So I'll go the Roosters here. And Nuakanita Wasi is going to score a hat trick and finally get me that giant score I've been looking for.
Okay.
Where did we get up to? Knights, Rabbitohs. Oh,
This is where we were up to.
I'm so glad I didn't join tipping comps this year. It is impossible. It is
It's so
so
hard.
tough.
I gave up on all my tipping comps because I don't have any friends in the tipping comps. Like I need to get more footy mates. Join some genuine comps with people that I can actually talk to and get along with. Otherwise, it's just random names, and I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm tipping the Knights
Yeah.
to get it
Yeah.
done. They got all their superstars back. The Rabbitohs have been on a heater for sure, but they have to come crashing down.
It's
Latrell has to have a slow game eventually. He's not ever been this consistent. So
I
yeah,
was going to say the exact same thing. I want to back Ponga. I want to back Sharp. And the Rabbitohs, they've just been up for ages. They can't keep it up. I promise I'm not just death riding Latrell. That definitely is a factor. But if I was actually putting money on it, I think the Knights would be good value this week.
they are. I think they're about 210. Yeah.
Okay. Hint, hint, commenters. Um, cool. Sharks, Tigers. I'm going to back the Tigers for vibes. And we'll go through the
Tigers.
changes and stuff after.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I actually just going to tip the Tigers based on their performances so far this year. They've been good defensively and great offensively, and the Sharks have not been good defensively. So I think, yeah, the Tigers are probably going to score a lot more points than the Sharks.
Yeah. When I say for vibes, I mean like it still is a good choice to go them when you're using your brain, but I'm going to
Yeah.
turn my brain off and just be like, yep, Tigers, let's go. I'm loving it.
Everyone loves the underdog story, and they
Yeah.
are the underdogs of the year. So let's just keep them flying. Like I'm happy for them to be winning. That's fine because when it gets to finals time, like they'll just lose to the Broncos anyway. So it's
Yeah.
all good.
And my thoughts are with you, Tigers fans, after the news of Luai signing as the chief playmaker for the Chiefs. That
Yeah.
sucks. Right as everything was going good, but you know you've still got him for a while. If they go and win the comp this year, like if Manly can't win the comp, I want the Tigers to win the comp.
Okay.
So yeah, I love it. I've got a mate who's a diehard Manly fan. I had to send him a welfare check when I saw that article. Poor guy. As for changes, McInnes has been elevated to the starting side after making his comeback from an ACL last week. Nikora has been promoted to start in the back row. Billy Burns moving to the interchange. Braden, blah, 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 I can't talk. ULA, part of the six-man interchange. Nothing too relevant going on there outside of maybe bad news for Jesse Colhoun, but I feel like he's been out of relevance for a while now. I'd say most
hmm
people have sold.
hmm
For the Tigers, Taruva taking over at fullback. I remember thinking of him as a pod player a while ago, but it was around when Taylor May was coming back, so that kind of veered me away from it. Have we seen Taruva play at fullback before? I think maybe
Couple of
once or
times.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't trust it. It's probably making my tip for Tigers feel a little bit less stable. But Taylor May back in the side has definitely been strong for them so far, and like I think their wingers have been great as well. So, yeah, look, Taruva, he should do a job there. He should be fine. I don't think he's going to light it up like he was on the wing, but yeah, look, they should still be good here. They should still be good. On the
I
Sharks,
Yeah, go
sorry,
on, sorry. You're good.
Talakai. A lot of people bringing in Talakai. Ramian and Mulatalo are both like poised to come back in the next week or two.
Yeah.
I don't like the Talakai trade in just because I think security is not good.
Yeah, I agree. Katoa has injured himself in New South Wales Cup, so that might have swayed people to bring him in. But you know, if Mulatalo comes back, he's straight back in, no questions asked. And same with
Yeah.
Jesse Ramian. So yeah,
That's also why I'll probably be targeting Eero very soon because once Mulatalo comes back, they're going to go back to going left constantly.
yeah, yeah. I'm so glad I held him.
Yep.
I'm a
Good
little
play.
bit less confident with my Tigers tip after reading this. They're missing Buller. They're missing Appy
Happy.
Coruscant. They're missing Kai Pierce Paul as well. So, look, I'm still going to back them because they seem like a lot more of a resilient team this year. And oh my God, Tavana. I'm pretty sure he's at like 19th man or something. So he's probably not coming in. Overcome a hand to earn a spot. Yeah, on the interchange. So definitely not guaranteed at all to even get minutes. But I just want him to step onto the field, take advantage of that negative break even, go up in cash a little bit so I can get rid of him. So
Yep.
my prayers have been answered.
Fair.
Yeah, cool. And Panthers Manly. Nervous gulp.
Can I say Panthers by 40?
No, you cannot. I will not allow it.
All right, well, Panthers by 30.
um,
Yeah,
Manly 13 plus, obviously.
yeah, good luck. Good luck
Yeah,
with
God.
that.
We're gonna have to be perfect. We beat them last time we played them. I've got to say, I'm not entirely sure how much of my bias is coming through here, but the Manly style of footy does seem to disrupt very structured teams if we manage to do it for 80 minutes. So we are going to have to be perfect, but I don't think, I think $4 for Manly is about right. It's obviously massive odds, but we're going up against the fucking Panthers, so I'll take it.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's nerve wracking, but honestly, if we lose this by 1 to 12 and we play well, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we can
Yep.
use it to build into the season, fix wherever our holes are, because there are going to be some. You know, we can't just completely wipe the slate clean after the start we had this year. So, good little test, and it's coming at a good time.
Any SuperCoach relevance trades that you see in there at all? Like bringing in people, bringing out people. I wouldn't be targeting any of the Manly players, to be honest.
Yeah, there'll be some people looking at Kohler. Don't love it with his
Don't
output
love it.
last week, coming into the
Yep.
Panthers as well. Not that keen.
Yep.
Um,
Jenkins, I've seen some people, and I even messed around with selling Jenkins while he's obviously up a very high price at the moment. Would enable you to get just about anybody except Latrell. Yeah, look, in the end, I decided not to do it. He was actually really close to scoring a try or two on the weekend. So, you know, he's had two kind of quieter games, but the guy's still averaging 90 something points. Like, yeah, I'd hold. He'll come
yeah,
good. This could be the week where he scores 150 against Manly, honestly.
it could happen. It could happen. For other relevant ones as well, Casey McLean, I'd love to have him in my side. Probably getting a bit expensive, but you get what you pay for with this guy. He's a weapon. Some people may be looking to chase Brian To'o's points from last week. Cannot back it. That is his
No.
only not shit score. Not even just his one good score. His only not shit score. It has been awful. It's been all going to the left. He's been getting a cold out on the right. Don't go chasing his points. And he's likely to go off to Origin as well. So pretty much any of these Origin guys, you're definitely not trading in. So Dylan Edwards can't back it. Cleary obviously can't back it. He's probably, well, definitely going to be a sell coming up. Toto, not that keen. Even the forwards and everything. Like, I think, you know what? Freddie Lussick. He could
Welcome to my draft team.
Yeah.
Freddie Lussick. Let's go. Got him, picked him up off the free agents this week.
God, you know how to snipe the good ones in draft, hey?
I do, bro. I had Sandon Smith playing for me at hooker because I started with Reed Marnie and Sandon Smith on the bench, and then Sandon Smith got promoted to the starting side early in the year, and I just flipped him. And now that Sandon Smith is back onto the bench, I'm just like, yep, see you, Marnie. Give me Freddie Lussick.
So yeah, I don't hate that. I also don't love it because again, it's a more than likely a second hooker trade. I like selling Harry Grant for him more than I like upgrading Cheese for him.
Yeah.
At least that's you're getting a guy out of your team that needs to go come the Origin period. So it's kind of proactive. Good way to free up money if you needed to this week.
Wait, let me check
That's
what's
probably the only
price.
scenario. I want to say he's
Yeah,
like 330k, something like that.
Yeah, but 364. So
Okay.
yeah, you'd bank a little bit if you did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Other than that, I don't rate it. Over at Manly, Ola Kawatu has hit a massive vein of form since Foreign's come in. Just getting massive meters, just destroying blokes in defense. But again, his name is in the conversation for Origin. So I would, even as a Manly fan, I would love to just see him not be named on that list and then maybe target him. Because Manly do also have some pretty good buy coverage as well.
Yeah, I mean his break even's 80, so he's not been that great so far.
His work rate though has been unreal. I haven't
Oh,
really been looking too much at how it translates, but as far as the eye test goes, he's looked unreal.
yeah, okay,
He
sweet,
just needs a couple of attacking stats, and I quite like it.
cool.
But yeah, we could wait for that. break even to go down a little bit. Good to see Fogarty named as well. He had a little bit of a groin complaint last week. I think it was just
Oh,
precautionary.
can't wait to see the Panthers completely shut down your halves and then nothing happens. I honestly, I wish I could bet that Manly score like under 10 points or
I
something.
think you can.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
maybe
mean,
someone in the comments wants to back that
I don't
one.
ever bet or gamble or something, but I can't see Manly scoring many points this week.
Yeah, I'm sure someone's going to comment that because people love to go off at Manly. Imagine if Fogarty wasn't named this week and poor Joey Walsh had to come in against the Panthers. Like, you just couldn't. You'd have to find someone else. You wouldn't want to shatter the kid's confidence like that.
Nah, throw him in there and say, mate, it doesn't matter. Just do what you can do.
Yeah, have a
No
crack.
pressure. Yeah, and then he'll be great because he'll be full of confidence because it doesn't matter. No pressure.
Yeah, there's a part of me that wants to see it, but another part that would be, absolutely terrified to see that. No changes for the Panthers, and for Manly, it's just, Corey Waddell coming in for Nathan Brown. Sorry, other way around. Brown coming in for Corey Waddell. Hopefully we see him running off the back fence. I'm yet to see him have a massive charging run like that this year, so keen to see that. But yeah, other than that, not too much other relevance. I think we can move over to our
Sure.
trades now. So for me this week, I really wanted to save some trades, and I would have if the biggest must-have of the year didn't come back from injury in Lasardi, and Noah Martin didn't get injured and is likely out for a while. So I'm going Alex Twal and Lasardi, guy coming in that can easily score me a decent amount of points and net me a lot of cash, guaranteed to net a lot of cash with the negative 75 break even. And with the money that frees up with Noah Martin going, Alex Twal, and I've got the duels with Sasangi to be able to trade Seto to Alex Twal, so I'm stoked with that, and my team is looking insane.
Nice. You've got one boost left as well,
Yeah,
so that's handy. We're both down to 27 trades left for the season, so probably been going through them a little bit faster than I wanted to. For me this week, I'm ripping my last boost. I am just trying to do surgery on my team. As you can see, Noah Martin injured, Leilua out. I mean, he's on a bye, but I think is that a suspension symbol as well?
yeah,
And then Holmes on a bye. So, and Holmes has been stinking it up. And there is a chat about the price point at this point for Holmes. Like, just hold him there. But the form just doesn't look good. He's not passing the eye test for me, and I've given him plenty of time, and that time's run out. So, yep, Noah Martin, Leilua, and Holmes all out. I'm bringing in Willison with a negative 15 break even, Lasardi with his negative 75 break even, and I'm going triple gun halfback. Adam Dewey has been on fire. I absolutely love the way he's playing. I've said it a couple of weeks in a row about the good, strong ball running halves, and he is a hog, man. It's like if
oh yeah,
every time he gets the ball in good ball, he just looks to run himself, and only if if he commits the second defender does he pass the ball, and otherwise he'll just try and run through, and it's exciting. So yeah, Adam Dewey has joined the squad in my flex position.
I can't remember where I heard it, but Adam Dewey has the highest run to pass ratio of any half
Yeah,
in rugby league. So yeah, love it, love to see it,
yeah,
and you know what? I reckon Willison and Lasardi could make you back the money that you've lost on Val Holmes this week alone. So
yeah.
yeah, it is just money. You can always make it back. Like I
My
think
cash gen's good.
yeah, you're still
I
ahead of
think my
me in the
team
cash
value.
gen as well.
Yeah, I think my team value is higher than yours, so I'm
Yeah,
going all right. Like I just need to make sure. I think a lot of my money is tied up in 2RF, with like Finifuiaki, Luki, Sasangi, Ho has grown a lot in cash as well. So yeah, like I just need some. And also the last couple of weeks, I've had one of my gun halfbacks on buy each week. Like I had Jaden Campbell on a
yeah,
buy, and the week before I had Nico Hines on a buy. So that's why I'm just going for three gun halfbacks. I'm just trying to capitalize on getting some of those bigger scores. I was considering three gun fullbacks. I've got Teddy, I got Farlongo. There isn't a standout third option, whereas there's four top tier halfbacks, and I'm going the anti pod on Cleary all season. But yeah, so that's obviously Hines, JC, and Dewey for me. I like right up there. JC covers the buy that everybody else has on round 12 as well, so stoked with that. and I've got at least two gun halves playing in every bye after that through the Origin period. So it really sets me up at the same time as, stacking up some extra points in my flex, hopefully. So also, Chloe bought Dewey in like 2 weeks ago and has been loving it, and her team is flying. So part of me is just kind of trying to copy what she's got going on.
We need whatever crystal ball she's using, we need it. 'Cause she cannot put a foot wrong this year. It is unbelievable. Shout out to you, Chloe. You are absolutely smashing it.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Um, and I'm hoping that my team starts doing that as well because it is just starting to look stacked. Harry Grant's a little bit lackluster, but Jackson Ford, Alex Twell, Paseka, Duncan, Aramahau, Tolti, Cooper By, Lasardi, Cleary, Walker. There's just guns everywhere. Even the guys that aren't gun priced are putting out gun-like scores. So
Mhm.
at this half of my team, I don't think I need to make a trade at all.
Bro,
I think I'm set.
your front row is so scary compared to mine. Like I had Payne Haas and Pat Carrigan, and it was just great until like Haas got injured and Carrigan got suspended. I've had Stefano as well. Like Carrigan was actually my 2RF for a while. But yeah, like I just feel like my front row is letting me down. People like Jackson Ford and Alex Twal is so strong. Hopefully Willison can come out there and keep up with them this week. And Stefano was actually had a bit of an up week last week with a 71. That's his best score of the season so far. So hopefully he can kind of keep that momentum going. But yeah, look, I do love my second row with Finafuiaki,
Yeah.
Lukey, Sasangi, Ho, and now Lasardi in there as well to generate some cash. But he's also, was scoring huge when he was in. So yeah, looking forward to having those guys in this week. And yeah, Jaden Campbell and Nico Hines, really looking forward to that sort of pod play in the halfback. I think Jaden Campbell's like 2.9% owned or something.
Wow.
And if you remember my top 1% weeks, I think both those weeks Jaden Campbell scored really well. And I had the captain on him 1 week. So that's just one of those things where I just need some guys to settle down a bit, like Latrell, and for Jaden Campbell to pop off, and all of a sudden I'm climbing the ranks again.
I think you will find that just with your team structure, it is like quite poddy. So the weeks where everyone goes big, you might fall behind a bit, but then you catch
Yep.
up on those other weeks. So
Yep.
it's an exciting way to play the game. I respect it. And
Yeah, I will. I think I've probably gone a little bit too pod, but not so much with my pod selections. But I probably went a bit too aggressive with some of my anti-pod stuff. Like the obvious ones were, fading Cleary and fading Latrell. That's fine, I suppose. But there was some more subtle ones which I kind of didn't voice, like just not wanting to go with the crowd and get Jackson Ford or Alex Twal. Like I was looking for something different there,
mm,
and it just hasn't really paid that well just yet. But at the same time, like I got keepers in my team like Finafuiaki. So at this point, the only thing that kind of scares me is Finafuiaki and Lukey both getting drafted for the Queensland Maroons, and then my second row turns to crap. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
I feel like kind of, you can say it for both teams, but I feel like Queensland's slightly more. There usually is a couple of guys that you just never would have expected, like Shibasaki, for example, and Rob Toyer last year. Like that just came from the clouds.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always a surprise. There's only so much preparation you can do for Origin, and then the teams come out and you're just like, well, shit, that was a waste of time. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good. We'll move over to the backs. So I've got the captaincy on Cleary against my own club, which doesn't feel good, but I need to do it. Hopefully, I need Farnworth to go absolutely bonkers so I can loop him and feel better
Yeah.
about myself as a Manly fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, even this side of my team, particularly my center wing now that I've got Sasungi back down there, it just looks stacked.
Mm.
Cleary,
You have four
Walker,
gun CT dubs.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
I didn't even have to make a trade for it to happen. I made a trade at 2RF, and now all of a sudden my center wing is absolutely stacked.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Makasini and Tavana is still definitely the sore point of my team, but if Tavana can make even 50k, I'm sure another cheapie is going to come along that I can just slot in. Makasini maybe is going to score a try if he can make his way back into the team. So with my center wing as strong as it is, I'm not too concerned about that, but I have to mention it because I'm not stoked about it. Then
How about
Teddy, Falongo, and Hines at flex. It's stacked.
Yeah, that looks great. Yeah, like Teddy and Falongo are probably the two best fullback options, and then you've got Cleary and Hines probably the two best halfback options. A little bit potty with Walker instead of Dewey there, so I like that. Yeah, four gun CT dubs. Like you said, your team is looking really good, bro. You just need like a Jake Clifford.
Oh,
Like,
maybe I'll
yeah.
have to make that happen
Um,
next week.
yeah, I unfortunately had Holmes and Cobbo stinking it up for the last 5 weeks in my team. And while Holmes does seem like a little bit more of like a potential season keeper that could go on a bounce back like Ero has, the eye test, he just wasn't passing the eye test, I mean. So I have opted to trade him out instead of Cobbo this week. Plus, the Dragons are on the bye. I mean, as you can see, I'm not intending to play Cobbo anyway. I might go in there and switch that and keep Holmes and ditch Cobbo just to give Holmes the chance to bring it back with the new coach after the bye or something because he does feel like more of a gun tier kind of guy. But in saying that, Cobbo could move to the right center next week and all of a sudden have a lot of, line break assist opportunities and stuff because he's got quite a nice tip on him. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm just kind of flipping a coin, and Holmes has been the one that's kind of hurt me the most with how much money he's lost. So I guess out of spite, I'm just kind of kicking him out. But yeah, like my CT dub doesn't look as anywhere near as good as yours. Hoping for a bounce back from Jenkins.
Yeah.
And yeah, otherwise, yeah, Falongo, Teddy, and Dewey. So Dewey's got the C for me, but same as you, I'm hoping that Herbie goes crazy. And yeah, I'll execute that loop. I'll probably drop out like Fire Money or something and put Setu 2 in there and yeah, loop.
I'm very surprised that you haven't lost more money on Cobbo. What was
I
he,
know, he's just been
530 at the
plodding.
start of the year?
Yeah, bro, he's lost 28,000. He's just plodding. I don't like every time I think, yep, he's done, he's getting out of my team, he scores just enough to hold his value, and then he just has just sat at 500k. It's like, dude, just do something. Like either
Mm,
suck so I can get rid of you, or do good so that I can be happy with this choice. Yeah, hasn't been good.
yeah. Look, I think I think this year making these like really aggressive moves like you have with your final boost, I think it's quite important to do that this year. Like normally I wouldn't have a team this stacked at this point, but with the amount of cash gen and the rule changes and everything, I think there's a massive shift towards aiming for points early rather than
Mm,
just cash gen and then focusing a bit more on points as the season goes.
hmm
I think it's time to make some aggressive moves, but at the same time, you don't want to do that to your own downfall and run out of trades at the end of the year. So it's a very fine balance, not going too heavy on chasing rank and keeping yourself prepared for the back end of the year. I'm finding that in my
Yeah.
position now because last week I said I'd love to save some trades. Now I'm saying it's going to be next week. A player is going to come up next week that's like a golden option. Um, and I think I'm just going to have to exercise a bit of restraint.
Got to say, a couple of weeks ago, like I was looking at our teams thinking that I was in a much stronger position than you, and it just all flipped around so quickly. And
Yeah.
yeah, with Hero stepping up finally, like yeah, and like you've got Ford and Twile now, which have both been great. I just hope that your team gets absolutely decimated by Origin. And yeah, like maybe I get a bit lucky. I don't know. I could be slipping bad from here, so we'll have to see what happens. But I'm only 156 points behind you, so it's not
Yeah.
that far.
You're
Not
an
that
Eero
far.
away.
Yeah, or Jaden Campbell, bro. Jaden Campbell can do it.
He
So
scares me a lot. On the
yeah,
Origin chat, the only two I've got three main concerns in my team for that. Cleary, I'm already planning to trade him out, always have. Same with Harry Grant. I think Jackson Ford is probably my next biggest concern. I don't think Alex Twelve will get picked. Um,
mm,
those are my main two. So if I can
yeah,
dodge Ford getting picked, I'm sure there will be one surprise that gets picked. I don't think
yeah,
Nwakaniwasi is getting picked. Herbie Farmworth can't.
yep,
Sasangi probably not.
yep.
Tedesco, maybe, probably not. Yeah, I'm not too worried, but we'll see. There's no way of knowing.
We will.
Beautiful. I think we'll wrap it up there. Don't forget to leave your bets in the comments. Also, I always forget to say this just because I don't really care, but leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. The support has been really good to see.
Yeah,
It's cool to see the show naturally growing and more people commenting without me like begging for it. But yeah, a lot of work goes into this. So if you can leave a like and subscribe, it would be much appreciated. And yeah,
Awesome.
best of luck in round 9, and we'll see you next week.